Good morning, students. Peace be with you all. With the help and guidance of Easy Test app, I, Mrs. Smita Deshmukh, is back here with Science 1, chapter number 5, Heat. Of that, part 2 we are starting, in which we are going to discuss regulation and anomalous behavior. Now, you all must have enjoyed the candies or the ice golas. In that, what the person who makes do? He first crushes the ice, okay, and then with the help of his hand, he applies the pressure on it, and then he gives a specific shape to it, okay, and after that, he puts whatever the syrups are needed, and your ice gola is ready, right? So for this, for making the golas on ice, what is applied? Pressure is applied, okay. Now we all know at normal temperature, the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius and melting point is 0 degree Celsius, okay. So now this is at normal temperature, right? And this normalness depends upon the pressure, means a normal pressure, the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius and melting point is 0 degrees Celsius. Now if I increase the pressure, okay, now if I increase the pressure, what will happen to the boiling point? The boiling point, but naturally it will increase, okay. It will go above 100 degrees Celsius, maybe 120, 130 and so on, right? What happens to the melting point? Melting point from 0 degree, it reduces, okay, it decreases. As boiling point increases, melting point decreases. It goes from 0 to -4, -5 degrees Celsius and so on, okay. This is what is high pressure. At high pressure, the melting and the boiling point of water is given, right? Now if we move on to the low pressure, what do we see? We see that the boiling point is decreased from 100 degree, it has reduced to 80 degrees Celsius, 70 degrees Celsius and so on. As we increase the pressure, the boiling point will decrease, and same with the melting point. Now from 0 it has reached to 5 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3, like that, okay. So the melting point has increased. Boiling point decreases, melting point increases in low pressure. In high pressure, boiling point increases, melting point decreases, right? At normal pressure, it remains constant. Fine. Now I have given you a table format over here. What do you understand by this? High pressure, the difference between the boiling point and melting point increases. At low pressure, the difference between the boiling point and melting point decreases. And at normal pressure, the difference between the melting point and boiling point remains 100 degrees Celsius. We will see with the same example over here. Now, if I subtract -5 from 120, so it will be 120 minus of -5. It will be 120 minus of -5, so it is equal to 120 plus 5, that is equal to 125 degree Celsius. At low pressure, if I find the difference, it will be 80 minus 5. So 80 minus 5 is 75 degrees Celsius, okay. And at normal pressure, if I subtract, it will be 100 minus 0, that is equal to 100 degrees Celsius. So at low pressure, it is 75. At normal pressure, it is 100 degree, and at high pressure, it is 125. So from this, what do we conclude? At high pressure, the difference between the melting point and the boiling point increases. At low pressure, it decreases, and at normal pressure, it remains 100 degree Celsius. Okay. I'll explain this with one of the example. Okay, now here I have taken two pens. They are in solid form. If I want to join them, what I'll do, I'll just touch it and see whether they are joining. See, are they joining? No. If I separate, they get separated. Even if I apply pressure to it, it won't join. Why? Because it is in solid form. Similarly, if I take 2 drops of water on table, and if I try to join them, what you see is it forms one single drop. From this, what do we understand? That when the liquid is connected, when one molecule of liquid is connected with the other molecule, it unites, right? Similarly, I have taken 2 ice cubes over here, okay? These 2 ice cubes are in which form? They are in solid form, okay? Now if I want to join this, it won't join. See, they are separated, okay? But here if I apply the pressure, they get united. Can you see the union? Now why do this happen? Though they are in solid form, but still they unite. So this happens because of pressure which is applied from both the sides on this ice cube. Now here I am applying pressure from this side also and from this side also, okay? So due to this pressure, what happens? The melting point of this centered part reduces, okay? And due to high pressure, and because of that, what happens? The solid gets converted into liquid, okay? As solid gets converted into liquid, what is the tendency of the liquid? It unites, okay? And that's why these 2 ice cubes gets unite and form one single cube. But after releasing the pressure, what happens? After releasing the pressure, the melting point again comes to the normal, okay? Again it comes to the normal and it gets converted into solid form, and that's why the 2 ice cubes unite and form one single cube. We have to take ice on table, and we have to attach a string to it, and to the lower end of the string we have to attach certain weight, okay? And with the help of this weight, what will happen? It will be pulled down due to the gravitational force, okay? As it is pulling down, it is applying the pressure on the upper surface of the ice. After some time, what you are going to see is it penetrates the ice, okay? But as it is penetrating, moving downwards, okay, the upper surface fills up with the ice again, okay? As it is filling up with the ice, and as it comes down, the ice doesn't break, right? Now, how does this occur? So the answer for this is, as the wire is applying the pressure, the melting point of that particular surface of the ice decreases, okay? As it decreases, it will get converted into water. So the wire will have the place to penetrate inside, okay? As it penetrates, the upper layer pressure is removed, okay? As it is removed, it converts into the normal pressure, right? No pressure is there means it will be normal over there. So the melting point again increases to 0 degrees Celsius, right? So due to this, what happens? The ice gets the water gets converted into ice, right? So the upper surface is again ice. So this go on takes place as the wire totally moves out of the ice without breaking the ice. So from this, we understand that after applying the pressure, the ice gets converted into water, and again it gets converted into ice. This phenomenon is known as regulation. What is this known as? Regulation, the phenomenon in which the ice converts into water due to applied pressure and then converts into ice once the pressure is removed, is called regulation. Now we will start with some of the questions which are given on page number 64. In the above experiment, the wire moves through the ice slab. However, the ice slab does not break. Why? Now, answer for this is when the wire with weight attached to its two end is placed on the ice slab, its weight acts along very small area of contact between the wire and ice. As the pressure gets applied on the part of the ice slab, it lowers the melting point. We have discussed this, okay? It lowers the melting point below 0 degrees Celsius, and at that point the ice gets converted into liquid. Now because of the water, what will happen? The wire will have the space to move inside. As it moves inside, the pressure on that watery surface is removed. As it is removed, the melting point again increases, comes to normal, that is 0 degrees Celsius. Due to this, what happens? That water gets converted into ice again. Okay, so this due to this regulation, wire moves through the ice slab completely without breaking it. Question number 2. Is there any relationship of latent heat with the regulation? The latent heat required to melt layer of ice provided by the metal wire and the heat given off on refreezing of ice is conducted through wire. So the relationship between latent heat and regulation is as such. In latent heat, heat is given as in the form of energy. Okay, that heat is utilized by the substance to change its state, right? In regulation, what happens? The pressure is applied, and pressure is a form of energy which is applied on the surface, okay, due to which what happens? The melting point reduces and it remains constant till it penetrates, okay. After penetrating, then the melting point increases, okay. So it is indirectly related with one another, not directly related with one another, okay. Now we move on to question number 3. You know that as we go higher than the sea level, the boiling point of water decreases. What would be the effect on the melting point of the solid? Now the same we have discussed in the previous slide. Again, I'll go a bit of it, but I'll not enter into the detail. With increased height from the sea level at high altitude, atmospheric pressure decreases, causing melting point of solid that expands on solidifying to increase. Now, if the solid contracts on solidifying, then low pressure at high altitude causes the melting point to lower. I hope I am clear. All the 3 questions we have discussed. One of the activities given means we have to tell what we feel, right? So we feel that some objects are cold and some are hot. Is this feeling related with in some way to our body temperature? The answer for this is yes. Now, how it is related with our body temperature? Now, if any of the substance temperature is lesser than the temperature of our body, then we feel cold. The substance is cold for us, right? It is cooler for us. And if the temperature of the substance is higher than the substance of if the temperature of the substance is higher than the temperature of our body, then we feel it hot. For example, tea, coffee, when we touch the cup, we feel hot. Similarly, when we touch the any cold drink bottle or any of the soft drinks or anything which is cold, right? So we feel it cold, right? So here it depends upon the body temperature, right? If the temperature of any of the substance is equal to the temperature of our body, then we don't feel hot or cold. Okay. Now we move on to the next concept. The next concept is anomalous behavior of water. Now here one of the graph is given and that we have to study. Now in that graph, specific volume is being plotted on y-axis and on x-axis the temperature is taken in degrees Celsius. Okay. Now what do you see? You see one of the curve which is moving from 10 to and it is going upward. Okay. But at 4 degree the volume is least you can say. As you move above 4 degree, 5 degree or 6 degree, the volume goes on increasing. Okay. As you move on below 4 degree, the volume again increases. Right. So this is a special character of water. Okay. Now what is this we are going to study? First, we'll take the general example. Whenever we heat any of the solid substance, what happens? It melts, okay, and volume increases, okay. So the graph has to be somewhat like this, right? But it is not like this. There is one of the special character when we talk about water. What is that special thing that we are going to discuss now? Okay. At 4, the volume is least. Temperature is 4 degrees Celsius and volume is least. As we move from 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8 degrees Celsius, the volume goes on increasing. Okay. As we move below 4 degrees Celsius, again the volume increases. Okay. Now this increase in volume is one of the special character of water. Okay. And due to this increase, this is known from the temperature from 0 to 4 degrees Celsius is known as anomalous behavior of water. Okay. Now why it is anomalous behavior? Okay. When we heat, it expands and its volume increases. Okay. Now as the volume increases, how do the density is affected by the volume? Okay. For example, now we will take one of the example of Mumbai city, we say. Okay. The density of Mumbai is greater, right? Why? Because the population is maximum. Okay. Why it is maximum? Because the space is less over there. Now what I'm going to do is I'll keep the number of population or the population constant. I'll increase the place. Okay. So as the place is increasing and the number of people are same, what will happen? The density of Mumbai will decrease, right? In water, volume increases above 4 degrees Celsius. What will happen? Density will decrease. Okay. Volume increases below 4 degrees Celsius. Again, what will happen? Density will decrease, right? This is due to the anomalous behavior of water. Okay. Now, the substance whose density is low, what happens? It floats above the water. Okay. Wood, density is low. You have seen wood logs flowing on the water, right? Oil, when it is added to the water, what happens? It floats on water. You will see the oil spills on the water. Okay. Why it happens? Because the density of oil is less as compared to the density of water. Now we will talk about the seasons in summer. Water gets heated from sun, air, right? So water gets heated and therefore volume increases and the density decreases. The layer of the hot water will stay on the top as its density is low, and the layer below that is not as hot as the upper layer. So the cold water will remain down. Why? Because its density is low. It at 4 degrees Celsius, right? In winter season, what happens? What happens is the temperature reduces from 0 degree to -1, -2 degrees Celsius, and so on. Okay, so the upper layer of the water in sea will be freezed. Okay, as it is freezed, its volume increases. Okay, the temperature is reducing, so the volume will increase. Okay, as the volume increases, the density will decrease. Now, as the density of the ice is low, what will happen? The ice will float above the surface of the water. Okay, so the temperature of ice will remain, the temperature below the ice surface will remain 4 degrees Celsius, right? So whether it is summer or it is winter, okay, the temperature at the lower levels of sea or river remains at 4 degrees Celsius, and that's why the plants and the animals are alive, just because of this anomalous behavior of water. Water converts into ice and volume increases and it solidifies. Okay. Anomalous behavior of water by Hope separators. Okay. Now, in this apparator, what is given to us is, first we will understand the apparator, and then we'll start with the experiment. Okay. Now, there is a long cylindrical tube, okay, cylinder, in which water is filled at normal temperature, right? Here is a flat bowl. So here is a flat bowl in which freezing mixture of ice and salt has been taken. There is an outlet to it, from which the uh, ice, whichever is melted into liquid, is been collected in a jar through this outlet. This part has nothing to do with the experiment. Okay. Now, what is the tendency of the ice? The tendency of the ice to whichever thing it gets connected or present, that part becomes cool. So here, the middle part of this long jar becomes cooler. Okay, the water over there is cooled up. Now, when the water is cooled up, what happens to the volume? The volume decreases, and as the volume decreases, the density increases. So it will go down and the temperature of water reduces, which is measured by the thermometer T1. The temperature gradually reduces and comes to 4 degree Celsius. Okay. Now, it may reduce from 10 degrees Celsius, 8 degrees Celsius, and then reaches to 4 degrees Celsius. Now, what happens is, at 4 degrees Celsius, the volume starts increasing. At 4 degrees Celsius, what is the behavior of the water? 4 degrees Celsius, the volume starts increasing after that. At 3 degree, 4, 2 degree, and so on. As the volume starts increasing, the density starts decreasing. Okay, now the density decreases and the water of the with the lower density moves upward, right? And the water with the higher density comes downward, right? Now what happens is, the water with a lower density is in the middle, okay, and the water with the higher density is above that. So due to this, what happens? The water starts moving upward now, right? Because the temperature at the upper part is more as compared to the temperature at the lower part. Okay, so here the cool water starts moving upward. As it starts moving upward, the water present over here is with higher density as compared to the water with the lower density over here, right? So this water at normal temperature starts moving downwards, and the temperature in T2 starts reducing tremendously. It reduces faster as compared to the temperature of T1, right? Now here it goes on reducing and it reaches 0 degree Celsius faster as compared to the temperature of the thermometer T1. The temperature of the thermometer T1 reduces slower as compared to the temperature of thermometer T2. This will understand with the help of the graph. Now with the help of the graph, here on y-axis the temperature has been plotted and on x-axis the time has been plotted. From 10 degrees Celsius, suppose the temperature starts reducing. This is for T1. Okay. As it reaches 4 degrees Celsius, the temperature starts lowering down slowly. But the temperature T2 of thermometer T2 slows down, reduces very fast as compared to the temperature of T1, and they both reaches 0 degree Celsius. Okay. Now when we have discussed about the aquatic animals below the ice layer, okay, how do the ice floats above and how do the aquatic animal survive in the cold water. The same explanation is given for this aquatic animals and plants. How do they survive in water? Okay, so here we end up with the second part of this chapter, in which we have discussed about regulation and anomalous behavior of water. If you have any queries or any comments, please mention it in the comment box.